that's how it all got started. Watching Killian fly down the mountains, adventure, challenge, pushing the limits. A few years later, and I got some big, exciting news to share. But first, I need to explain how I got to this point. First ultra, I chose Chiltern Ridge. Hilly, break things up a little bit. And of course that wasn't so far away that I could recce during the winter. Bit tough. Conditions were a little bit harsh that winter. Hey, I got to the start line, felt confident, and within the first 5K, I was with this group of more experienced runners, and I was trying to keep up with them. That was not a good idea. Later in the race, I got a really bad cramp. It seemed to take over my whole body at one point. But after a while, I managed to recover, and then I started chasing down another runner. And after a while, I realized they weren't even in the race. I was totally off course, got lost, had to backtrack. Rookie mistakes, but I managed to finish. I crossed the line, the feeling felt fantastic. I got my medal, and that just changed everything. After a few 50Ks, with my confidence growing, I thought to myself, maybe I could enter a UTMB race. But at this point, I need to explain that to enter UTMB, first, you need to get index points for a given category. Once you've got your index points, you can enter UTMB race, you win stones. You use the stones to enter the draw at the end of the year for the opportunity to run in the finals. The more stones you have, the more chance you have of winning in the draw. I got my first index points by finishing Peak District 50K, plenty of it in that race. I did Winter South Downs, 55 miles, extreme weather race. Went on to do the Centurion Autumn 100, my first 100-mile race. Then I had all the index points I needed into the world of UTMB. My first race was UTS 50K over Snowdonia. Then I did a couple of flyaways. I went to Puy-en-Velay to Tour de Saint-Jacques, across to Switzerland to do Wild Strubel, and then I returned to UTS to do the 100K. Each race was tough. It felt like each step would be my last, to be honest. And that brings me to the news. I entered the UTMB draw in January, and I got a place. Chamonix, 28th of August. It still doesn't feel real. The draw results were published the morning before Arc of Attrition 100. And I was in two minds whether to check, because I didn't want the results to impact my race. I couldn't resist though. I was too inquisitive. I looked up the results, and to be honest, I was really happy to find out I was in the race. I had to tell someone. I think I actually ended up sharing the news with a steward on the start line before the race. I didn't want to tell family or friends at that moment because I didn't want it to overshadow the moment, but it also made me question everything. Would the news impact how I ran the arc? After all, I didn't need any more extra stones. But I concluded that gaining that experience of running a brutal winter ultra was more valuable than any stones or points. Well, that's how I justified looking up the news. It wasn't going to impact my race, right? But looking back, maybe it did a little. Now, I only have 13 weeks to UTS, and I'm still recovering from ARC. I'm starting to feel the pressure build already. The calendar is tough this year. UTS in May, Val d'Arennes, July, Chamonix in August. I don't know what I can do about this. I guess just stay healthy, listen to my body, and trust my training. And how about you? You're in the same situation. You've entered a big race, the draw results come up the same morning that you're on the start line of another race. Would you check the news and share it with everyone, friends and family? Or would you be concerned it will impact everything, so you leave it to afterwards? Drop me a comment. I'm interested to know. And how do you handle the pressure when your calendar is stacked? Maybe you've got some advice for me. I'm still trying to figure it out. After UTS 100k, I kept pushing. Hill Valley and Sky Ultra, scrambling, Hero Heights, Arc 50 for a brutal winter ultra, which led me to Arc 100M, the most brutal winter test so far. Each one harder, recovery longer, niggles more, but the dream kept growing.
Why ultras?
Yeah, ultras.
What
Well,
do you get out of them?
I think it's about pushing yourself to the limit. The strict training, it gives my life purpose, and it makes simple things like warmth, food, rest, and company seem like luxury. It's very difficult to recommend ultras for other people because everyone wants something different. So I'll just recommend ultras for myself as a beginner. And I would say that I would be looking for a race that's not too technical, with some hills, but not too much vert, reasonably local, so I could recce the course in advance, give myself confidence. For intermediates, I'll be looking to push my limits further, more distance. I'll be looking at extreme weather, more altitude, more vert, and maybe qualify for another race. Maybe I'll do a series of races like Sky Ultra series. Advanced, I don't know if I'm qualified to talk about that yet, but I would really like to enter into a multi-day event, Dragon's Back, example, Spine, Northern Traverse. Where's my perfect race? The only one that excites you, and you can be sure there's always a tougher one out there. For me, UTS 100M, another ran, Chamonix, let's pressure run. Yeah, I'm ready. What's your next race? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. Remember, like and subscribe, support the channel, and see you on the trail.